I do like that intro, and I hope you do too. Anyway, this one is going to be about this iPhone. This one is the iPhone 11 Max Pro, or Pro Max, can't remember which way around it is now, but it's the one with 3 cameras on it, because the 11 Max has only got 2. So this has got a normal wide lens on it, a telephoto lens on it, and the one at the bottom, the one that's been added, is the super wide lens on it. Now that's the reason why I got it, and I'll show you some pictures of this in action in comparison to our normal prime camera with the wide angle lens that's on it, so you can see what difference that makes. Now, in terms of our last session, we talked about ND filters in great detail for that particular camera. I do have one as well, which is a clip-on to this particular camera, and it is also a variable. So if I put it up there, then hopefully you'll be able to see all the way through it. And then if I just turn the front on it, then hopefully you can see that it scales all the way through to pretty much black. But what I will do is I'll clip that on as well, and you can see that in action too. Now, there is a plus and a minus side to having a device such as this, in so much that you've always got this in your pocket. It's always ready to rock and roll. The downside with most of these Apple products is there is no image stabilization on it, so you're probably going to need to fix this to either a tripod, unless you're very good at staying completely still. Unlike drones, that camera, and all the other camera sessions and things that we have, those ones need setup. You need to kit out and about, and you need to get ready for it all. This you don't have to, so from that point of view it's a plus. And this filter, as you can see, is quite small. It actually takes quite a good picture without that anyway, so, but it's another story. Now, we do have to mention something which is 4K related. That camera that I'm talking to you on, the main primary camera, it does do 4K. But it's at the lower end of the spectrum, so it does 25 frames per second. So if you imagine a second, the amount of frames that's in it, so it takes lots and lots of pictures, it will take up to 25 pictures in one go. That's what that does. It won't do any more than that. Which is, in the world of going to the cinematography and things like that, which is kind of their base level. So it doesn't have the sharpness, it's all blended and soft and things of that nature. This one does this, but it also scales up to 60 frames per second, which is what you need as a minimum for slow motion photography. Now, if we were to drop down a level to 1080p instead of 4K, and then go all the way up to 240 frames a second, because that's so smooth, I very much doubt you'd be able to notice the difference between 4K 30 or 60 frames a second versus 1080p at 240. Now, on the other plus side of it, there is obviously a smartphone. There are apps. So we do have an app on here, which I'm going to show you later, which will then improve Apple's quality of filming. It says, Apple that is, they say that they can do the best they can with the lenses that we have a choice from. Filmic Pro, which is the app that I use in particular on this phone, takes it to the next level, to a Filmic Extreme version. They also do a super quality version as well. So it takes it to 2 levels higher than what Apple say that this device is capable of. So without further ado, let's make a start. Okay, so the plan here is for me, with the normal lens, so this is the 18-35, this is the one that comes with it. I should do one shot with it in and one shot with it all the way out, and then we'll do a comparison with the iPhone, which I have in my pocket. So let's get going. That's it, the main camera done. And then what we'll be able to do is a comparison. So what we'll do is I'll take 3 pictures exactly the same from the same place, and you'll be able to see the difference. So there's one. the other one, and then right close up is this one. Okay. So I'm not putting these in video mode, this is just purely photograph mode, so you can see what the difference is there. So putting these side by side, we can immediately see that the Canon has a better colour quality in it, whereas the iPhone, on the other hand, when your close-up images are closer and your far away images are farther away, so that's good. And also you'll notice the same thing when you get to the wide angle lens versus the super wide angle lens of the iPhone. That actually beats the Canon lens hands down. But there is no getting away from the colour grading. The Canon is showing exactly what colour those bricks really are. Okay, so now we'll do a video comparison, both shot on the iPhone. One's in 4K and one's in 1080p. Can you spot the difference? Now I have slowed them both down to give us a bit more of a sporting chance to be able to see what's going on. And yes, the second one, he's spinning a little bit faster. I know, sorry, you just can't get the stuff no matter how many times you tell them. This time same shots again, but shot above each other, so you can have a little look on there. To put you at your misery, it was number 1, or the bottom one if you had to wait till then to be able to have a look. Now the second one was actually shot in 1080p with 240 frames a second and shot in the Filmic Extreme model. So this is the one that takes you to above Apple. So ND filter time for the iPhone. So a little bit on this lens. Now as you can see, it's a little screw-on job, and it's made by Newer, I believe. Link in the description below. This just simply clips on the right camera lens that you want at the back. Now it's not as easy as it first sounds, because what you have to do is, for example, get your phone set up in the way that you want it, and then clip the lens on over the top of the lens that you're after. So there. Now the problem is if you change or zoom in the lens, you can't see anything anymore, so you have to readjust it again. So my advice is to get this set up the way you want it first, then attach this. This is completely rotatable, so you can pick and choose what you do with it. Obviously that's clear and black, but it won't actually cover all 3 lenses. There are ones that do, but instead of sub 15 quid for this, you'll be paying over 100. Well, and so what's it like in practice? So this is a little video clip here without any filters at all on the camera, and you'll see that we have a nice rich dark blue sky but shadows within the trees. Now with the filter on, you'll see that we lost quite a lot of the darkness within the trees, which is really good. However, if you compare them on top of each other like this, you can see that the top image, the blue sky, is a lot bluer. So what can we do there? So let's colour grade this, make that sky bluer. So as you can see on this one, what I've done is I've applied that colour grading, and when we see them side by side, you'll be able to see that the colour grading has taken an effect and made the bottom image better than the top one now, because you can see the shadows have disappeared and we have the blue sky back. So what I will have to do is split this into 2 parts, so I can give the apps a little bit more justice. So watch out for that next week.
That's it for this week. Please subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications.